Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Alex. We have Mr. Casey with us, and also Omar. Stephen Howson will be joining us shortly. He's just on. He's busy.
I mean, what else has he been doing?
He's a very busy man, as we all know. How is everyone else? Casey, how you doing, mate?
I've literally just submitted last of 7 pieces of coursework, so I'm sat here. I'm having a beer and I'm talking about football.
Brilliant. Exactly.
What
about you, Omar? What have you been up to?
Been trying to enjoy the sun in my garden as much as I can, to be honest. And I also do have an alcoholic beverage with me, so might as well treat myself.
I've got some water, so
boring, absolutely boring.
Very boring. Trying to stay well. I had a couple of beers last night instead. That was my thing. But anyway,
are you feeling fragile?
No. I literally had 2 beers last night, but I'm trying to stick to just weekends of having way too many. Trying to keep it to a quiz that we do every Saturday.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But apart from that, yeah. But it's just one of them days. I'm trying to prep for a bit of golf coming back. That's about it, because that should be happening next week. Can't wait. Get out of the house a bit more. Probably start pissing it down if that happens. But who knows? So Sancho stuff has obviously come out over the past 24 hours, saying it's possible that it might not be happening and he might be staying. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's just a bit of bullshit that it's just kind of doing in that, or is this going to be the thing? Could he stay at Dortmund? Casey, what do you reckon?
Well, I feel like it's one of those situations where they'd happily keep him and we'd happily take him. It's a situation of no matter what happens, I think Dortmund will be happy with what they get. They'll either get hundreds of millions, or they'll get to keep Sancho, who, as we probably all know, 14 goals, 15 assists in 29 goal contributions in about 23 games.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's ridiculous numbers. Like, you say that. I mean, you look at Dortmund; they always seem to land on their feet when they're trying to replace wingers. I mean, they had a role of Mkhitaryan, Dembele, who they flipped for 100 million straight after buying him. So it's not like they're going to have a problem finding someone to replace him. But I feel like it's if we have the money, we should spend it on Sancho, is the way I'm looking at it. Because it's the position we need, and he's the sort of player that would change the way we play.
It definitely is. And I think one of the things with it is that we've kind of all said he's coming in and that's it. We're going to get Sancho. We've not really heard of any options. Even with Bruno in January and stuff like that, there was always the murmurings of other options. There was always we might get Grealish in the summer, which might replace the kind of thing that Bruno's going to do. We're looking at Eriksen potentially, even though he went into, all those. We had loads of links to a couple of different players in the midfield position. Seems like Sancho's the only one. There's no other option, it doesn't seem like. So, Omar, what do you think? Do you think that, can we, if we don't get Sancho, what is the plan? Is it just Sancho, and do you think that we are going to get him? What's your thoughts?
I mean, regarding the reports that have come out recently, I think the Daily Mirror, recently broke the article about us potentially not going in for Sancho because of the coronavirus, and then obviously we've seen Sky Sports kind of support that really. But at the moment, I'm seeing all these reports, and I think it's a bit of a guessing game, to be honest with you, from all the tabloids and the media as well, because I don't think anybody wants to commit to saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to sign Jadon Sancho," because of everything that's going on at the moment. But also, I don't think anyone wants to commit by saying, "Oh, he's going to leave as well." And I think that's the situation we are in now. With regard to whether we should sign him, I mean, everybody's spoken about him. He's the number 1 target. It's no secret really that United are after him as well. I mean, with regards to second base targets, I think a lot of our fan base have our heart set on Sancho, don't we? I mean, he's the stats speak for themselves. We're crying out for a winger like that. He's English as well. I mean, he just seems like the perfect signing, really, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the other targets I think that there's only one other target I can think of.
It does. I
think you're frozen, Alex.
He fits everything that we wanted.
Is he done?
I think he's frozen.
I'm buffering a bit. I think it's me.
Oh, he's buffering a bit. Yeah, I was saying.
I think I'm frozen.
All right, he's gone.
Go on, Casey.
I can now take the reins since he's not there. No, the only other target.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're coming back in. There we go.
Coming back. Oh.
All right. So while he's sorting this out in the corner, the only other target we seem to be linked with in the right hand side, like in predominantly right-sided players, Federico Chiesa from Fiorentina. And if you look at his stats, I mean, I saw him play at the Under-21 World Cup. I had a watch of that, and he looked like he had a good work rate there. I think he scored 3 and 3, but he was playing a bit further forward.
Yeah.
But the sort of thing the player we look at, he's played more minutes and he's only got 6 goals and 3 assists. And you compare that to what I've just said about Sancho, like it's a massive drop off in quality. Like if you're preparing for the intensity to change, so like let's say we think the Bundesliga is not as hard as the league. Some people say Farmers League is thrown around. I'm not going to say it myself because I don't particularly believe it, but some people may say the Bundesliga is not of the same quality.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a small step in Sancho's numbers drop, what sort of drop is that for someone who's getting 6 goals and 3 assists?
I mean, we talk about you talk about the Bundesliga as well, Casey. I mean, and there's been recent developments, I think, around Timo Werner as well, about apparently United being in contact with him. I mean, another option we could have with in regard to a winger, really, because we've seen Timo Werner as well maybe play off the wing for Leipzig as well. Do you think that could be another option then potentially?
Yeah, Timo Werner is originally how I kind of saw his career developed a lot like Rashford seemed to be developing in the early years, where he played on the left side of midfield, he played as a left-hand winger, goal-scoring winger, and then was moved into striker. And that's what I thought Rashford's career was going to end up being like. But as we've seen, he's more stuck to the wing and Martial's in the middle. But yeah, it's an interesting one. The Bundesliga seems to be the place where all the young talents are coming from at the moment, and every single young talent that's there seems to get linked with someone. As we said, we've talked about Sancho, we've talked about Werner, we've talked about Meccano. Some people are mentioning Nkunku from Leipzig. Basically, all of Leipzig. Christopher Nkunku. He used to play for PSG. I think I'm butchering the name. Someone in the comments will have a go at me. But yeah, all those sort of young talents are getting linked away from the Bundesliga. I think there must be a reason for that.
I think the money's big. I mean, the money in the UK and stuff is so much bigger. I think that's why there's the obvious move from there. Why it seems that the talent starting there is a strange one. I'm not quite sure why that's the case right now, and it's not. I think the other thing is that I think that whilst the top English talent gets like bigged up over here, and like, you know, you have the Declan Rice and stuff that everyone kind of says he's better than what everyone thinks he is. I think the other thing is there are players that are very good that kind of get overlooked. I think Rashford is not overlooked, but Rashford is not put on the levels as you mentioned Werner and Sancho. I don't think that Rashford's put on that level when he clearly is up there. And I think that's what I think we kind of, whilst that next step, I think there's always the Declan Rice of the world that's like, yeah, they're great and we should spend a load of money on them, but we never put our real world class players up there with anyone else. Hang on, there's someone waving at us. I think he may derail the football talk, but let's bring him in.
Wagwan Amandam.
Oh, here we go. Well, you've had 8 minutes and 47 seconds of football talk, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Stephen Howson.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing, Steve?
All right, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, apologies, I've just been on a call. I hope you've not grasped me up and who we've been calling.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, at all. We'd never do that.
All right, cool.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right, well, no, it's irrelevant, I guess. So fuck it. How's everyone doing?
All right. I shaved my face a bit. I'm not happy about it. I shaved the face a bit and it's gone too far. I went too far.
Yeah, do you know what, mate? I'm almost thinking, do I now just embrace this? Because, like,
yeah, you should just go full Merlin mode, I reckon.
Well, Captain Caveman.
Yeah,
that's no reference for anyone who's over the age of. Well, I don't know. I don't think under the age of 20 probably doesn't know what I just said.
I bought myself some clippers and I just shaved my head, to be fair, which was needed.
Yeah, but you've not. When I met you, you look like Pep Guardiola's long lost brother. This is still far too hairy.
I know. Do you think I should shave it more then?
Yeah, go
this is the
zero
correct thing
down.
in my head,
Go for it.
Yeah, I might do
which
that.
is
Look at the
very.
face of that.
Look at it.
He's going to break out into Black Parade in a
It
second.
goes underneath my nose. So you won't be seeing me without a hat until after lockdown. Unless I get to shave it. We're at 1,300 patrons. We get to 1,500, it's gone. Zzz.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about a bit of
That'd
Duck
be funny.
Dynasty? That's the one.
Duck Dynasty. I never saw it. I've heard of it. I never saw it, though.
You don't need to. Just imagine hillbilly lads with long beards. That's what it is.
Yeah. I tell you what, I would be a professional redneck if I was in America.
A professional. What classes you as a professional redneck?
Well, I'm like a professional Mancunian in Manchester.
Right. Okay.
So I just consider myself that I would. No, I don't just like listen to Oasis a little bit. It's like all I listen to, and occasional Stone Roses and Joy Division. Like I would be full on redneck. I don't know what the equivalency is, but I'd be wearing camouflage in
loads of country music.
You'd be in Steve's house, and he'd be like, Steve's house. Where's the cereal? Just next to the AK. Just take it out. There's the AK there. Cereal. Another one.
Country music.
Proper
you'd have to go cheaper beer. You don't drink Heineken.
Yeah, deep South accent as well.
You need to go like
moonshine.
I'd go for
What's the equivalent of Manchester in America? Wouldn't it be like Chicago though?
Yeah, but so you wouldn't be hillbilly there, would you? You
No,
don't be hillbilly.
No.
What's Chicago?
Chicago's
I think
just
it's
Bill Burr.
Hillbilly in Chicago.
No, he's Boston. No, I think
He's
Bill
Boston
Burr.
as fuck, yeah. I think Kevin James is Chicago, I think.
No, he's Philadelphia.
Is it?
No. You might be right there, Kevin James. Yeah.
The only thing I know about Chicago is there's a musical named after it, and they had a half-decent basketball team once upon a time.
It's all right there. I liked it. I went a couple of years ago. Nice.
I haven't been.
It's like New York, but not quite as chaos, which is nice. It's like got all the nice big buildings and stuff, few nice landmarks, but you're not like constant headache walking down the street.
Wait, hang on. David has just put a comment in that we need to respond to. Have I seen the new Your Mum's House? Tom was sick in a bucket and Christina was sick and had to walk off set. No.
I've not seen it, but if it's the clip, if they showed the clip that, if they watched the clip that they tried to put on Two Bears, One Cave, yeah, no.
Better or worse?
Better than R. Kelly, I reckon.
Yeah, better than R. Kelly.
But not, but yeah. Moving swiftly on. Yeah, no, the clip that they showed on, he forced Bert to watch on Two Bears, One Cave. They could only show the start of it. And I don't even want to describe it because it makes me feel sick describing what this lad was doing.
Sensational.
So you need to just, I think it's one of them. If you want to watch it, you watch it. If you don't want to watch it, I'm not going to. Yeah, it is that one, David. Yeah, that's the one. That's the worst. No, I can't. No.
The fact that he misspelled, I don't think he misspelled Putin is the real question.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No.
Wait.
No, you're right.
Where's Bill Cosby from?
Don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah, it's that clip.
They tell you where he is, and it's prison.
Yeah. No, that
He's from Philadelphia.
That clip is the start of it was disgusting, and it didn't even have the bad bit in it. And like it was one of them we couldn't see. You can't see it because they obviously can't put it on YouTube because it's disgusting, and it's. But you can, like, they're trying to show it Bert, and I'm like, no, don't make him watch it. Why is he watching it? And it's like, he's nearly sick. It's horrible. So I'm not describing it. Search for it yourself and have a great time, or not so great time, and throw up in a bucket. It
must be bad if he's thrown up.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to describe it, so I'm not going to.
I think you've made enough people curious now. You might as well have done.
Do it yourself.
Where's Harvey Weinstein from? Oh, right.
Oh, God.
Is this like the new version of GeoGuessr?
Yeah, it's sexual offenders of the United States. Where are they from?
Yeah, that's the Google. That's the current Google search from people.
He's from New York.
Where's OJ Simpson from?
Okay. Now we're Googling murderers.
If you want a fun fact about O.J. Simpson, that sentence doesn't come up often. Apparently, they wanted O.J. Simpson to play the Terminator, but the director took one look at him and said, "Nah, that guy can't kill anyone."
Oh,
I'm not even joking. That's an actual thing.
Did he say with a gun? Oh, look at Deeper getting
doesn't look like a murderer.
There's loads of people wanting to try and get it back to football. There's a couple of quite good questions, actually. Shall we do?
Go on, then. Give us a question.
Afternoon, lads. What do you think about how young United team is and how good it's going to be in a couple of years?
Right.
Also, if we had Sancho as well.
Me and Ben in 2004 was sitting outside his house in my car at 4 a.m., something like that. And we was going through the United team and we was like, look at this team, right? Rio Ferdinand, Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo, Wes Brown. There was some probably, we probably said Kieran Richardson. We probably had people like that in it. Who didn't make it. Maybe Fletcher.
Maybe one of the young keepers as well, because there was a couple of decent. Was there a few young keepers there?
Not at that time, I don't think. Maybe Ben Foster. I think that might have been before Ben Foster. It might
I think before Ben Foster.
And I remember saying, do you know what? It might take a few years. I think we're going to have a really good team, you know. Then we didn't win the league for a couple of years, but then we did.
Yeah. But I think there's a couple of things with it. I think the young players are great, and like you've got your Wan-Bissaka's going to come through. I think he's going to be there for a long, long time. I think Brandon Williams is going to be there for a decent amount of time. I think you've got players like McTominay is going to be in there. Rashford, obviously. Martial, obviously. Sancho, if he comes in.
Dan James as well.
Dan James in there as well. I think there's a lot of Mason Greenwood always as well, like unbelievable. But I think, you know, you saw the key to that team getting to the next level was signing players like Carrick, Hargreaves, and even Vidic was a little bit older.
Vidic and Evra were two players signed in roughly in their prime, though. That always helps. You can't sign everyone being an 18-year-old. You have to have,
and that's kind of where
experience. Yeah,
I think there needs to be. Obviously, we're looking at Sancho. We're linked to Grealish, who's another younger player, and say if those two came in, I think we're going to need a prime signing to get us.
Yeah. So who do you guys sign then if you had to pick someone for experience?
Sal, you're buying him in midfield. He's a future captain. Yeah. He's a shithouse like Ander Herrera, but he's just better in every area.
Yeah. I think it could be a centre half. You know, I think it could be someone to go alongside Maguire that does it. I think that could be the other thing that just kind of goes, all right, let's just have the best defence in Europe. I don't know who it is yet because
Ted and Mengi.
Got a new member, by the way, lads.
Hey. Did you know if you measured Ted and Mengi's face from the left side of his temple to the right side of his temple, that's how big the average driveway is.
It's a big head.
He's fucking right dome on him, isn't he?
Mate,
no wonder he wins headers. It's like a 4 fucking ton truck coming through.
Went to that youth team game against Leeds.
Let me just mention this while it's in. ZLT has just joined us. Now, if you've got YouTube Premium, you can nominate one channel and get a membership at that channel totally free. So if you'd like to become a Paddock member, get the extra merch for risk-free up the fucking Paddock, then click join and we can be your nominated channel.
So you get whatever
you get for YouTube Premium, and then you get our extra content and shit as part of the join.
Yeah.
Bish bash bosh.
When's the merch coming back? Have you got the merch back?
Yeah, the merch is back. I put an order in today for thousands for stuff that's on its way to people, and also the new away kit sample has been ordered.
Nice.
As well as Alex's camera's gone, as well as a couple of other little bits, coach's kit and like a windproof jacket and a coach's jacket. I ordered a sample of like all sorts of stuff to see what it looks like when it comes. My fucking wardrobe up there at the minute just looks like the back end of Sports Direct with all the different samples that I've had come with. All I'm wearing is Paddock merch all the time. I haven't even dipped into like my own clothes. I've just got that much Paddock merch here that we're seeing what it's like. Yeah,
Like
so
that's to be fair. That's well nice.
It's quality, and
yeah.
there's some stuff that they've done. You'll see when the new away kit comes. We're going with black and charcoal. Black and charcoal is the colour, and we're going with charcoal shorts and socks. So it's not quite black. It's going to have a bit of depth to it, a bit of contrast. I can't wait. Can't wait to get that kit. I should be wearing that kit by next weekend, I reckon.
Sounds orgasmic.
Orgasmic is true. And we've just ordered about a dozen shirts for a load of United players with their name and number on the back of them. Unfortunately, I don't know how many of them will be able to post themselves wearing a Paddock shirt.
No current players will. Unless they're Umbro sponsors.
None of them are sponsored by Umbro. But I don't know how many would. Some of them might get in trouble by doing it. I've not asked them, though. It's totally on them if they want to do it. Some of them I know have already said that I can't do anything with it. But Evra's getting one. Berbatov's getting one.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's some good ones.
Nice.
Can't wait.
Looking forward to that.
Just having Evra, I love this game. With him wearing just random afro.
Looking at in with the Paddock kit on.
Paddy Evra. Going big on it. Oh God, yeah. Someone else has mentioned. Ross has mentioned as Alex freezes again. I'm a footballer, but I don't live in Manchester. If you had trials where I'm from, I could take part in your team. The thing is, we'll be training twice a week. There's obviously games weekly. It is local. Otherwise, you are going to properly struggle to get your ass down. But I can't wait. I've been on the phone to the FA for a couple of hours this morning, confirming, or hope to be confirming, whereabouts we are, which league we're going into, all of that sort of stuff. We've got a beautiful ground. Might not be able to use the ground for the league because of the certain times that we have to play, but we'll be playing friendlies, and it'll be free entry, at least for this season, for the friendlies. So if you want to come down and have a fucking party and get in the mixer, you can come down and watch the Paddock free of charge, at least for this year. And I don't know what we're going. I doubt we can even take a gate next year with the level that we're at, to be honest. So it might just be free. I want loads of you to come down and just fucking get in the mixer. I don't know how many people can come down to like our away games and stuff because they will literally be on parks. But and I'm not even kidding. They'll literally be on a corner of a park. But our home games, and especially the friendlies, which we'll be playing at our beautiful little stadium, we won't charge a gate. We're just going to open the doors and say, fucking come in and up the paddock. Should be a laugh. Yeah,
we should try and get some Paddock Ultras. That'll be a laugh, wouldn't it?
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tom. Welcome, Tom.
Pyro. Yeah, welcome, Tom.
Welcome, Tom.
Make sure as well, if you're in the Paddock merch membership thing, there is a Facebook group. You might have to scroll through a little bit and find the link, but there's a group that's there for everybody. So if you're a member, the lowest tier to the highest tier, there's a Facebook group. Come and get in there. There's a load of like United fans, I'm assuming, in there. Come and chatting. Yeah. It's quite popular in there. People are putting stuff in there on a regular basis. So come do it.
We have some more questions. Let me put this one in. If Bournemouth go down, would you take any of their players? Brooks, Ake, King?
I
don't know. Ake is the weird one because
I'd take. If I was taking as a backup player, I'd take Philip Billing. I'd take Philip Billing as a midfielder. He puts a shift in and he gets a lot of foul. He gets a lot of tackles and stuff. So I'd take Philip Billing off him. I thought he was good at Huddersfield. So,
what do you guys think of being linked to King in January?
Yeah, I was up for that because I thought I was up for him more than I was with a Galo. I don't know if that's totally prejudiced the level of the league in China. But I thought he would be coming in to do that exact job, and I was up for that because it's like your second choice. You've got a particular set of skills which we don't currently have in the squad. You're not going to cost a lot of cash, yes, and Ollie knows you, which he didn't know with Carlo. But the fact Ollie knows you, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I liked it, but it was just one of them. It kind of seems like I hope we're just not in that position at the end of the summer with a right winger, because it kind of seems that way right now, where, you know, we put all our eggs in the basket of Haaland. He was going to be the number 9 we were going to get, whether it was going to be as a backup or an alternate to Martial, or to just oust Martial from the team. We knew we needed a striker option. Same thing, we need a right winger now. And if we don't get one, I don't want us to be in the kind of panic we were in the end of January, going, we need another forward. We need to have a few options at this. I've not heard any other options to Sancho right now.
What do you guys take on the actual striker situation? Because obviously we've got a Gallo potentially. There's talk about him maybe prolonging his stay here into next season. But there's probably going to be loads of rumours about United signing a striker. Where do you guys stand then with the actual striker situation? Because preferably, I'd like to see Tony as the first choice. So whoever comes in surely has to take second base.
I'm all for Martial doing better, but I feel like there are levels above Martial that we can easily get players there who have the better consistency and the better acumen. Because I've seen Martial have games where I've been like, yeah, he's amazing up front. He seems to have good control of the game, and he gets into the box, he makes the moves. But then I've also seen games where I've been like, this guy looks completely isolated and doesn't look like he can get anywhere in this game. Whether that would change when we got a right winger and someone else being creative, it might just make it a lot easier for him. It gives him a lot more options to get chances. But I feel like there's other strikers that are available that can do the job that Martial does and do a lot more than Martial. Like, I feel like a combination of Gallo and Martial, if you could get that in a striker, then yeah, because obviously Gallo shows that he can hold up the ball, he can distribute it out, he can make that, he can be both a false 9 and a number 9. But the thing is that, yeah, I think there's other options there, and I think Martial should be worried by that.
So would you target then maybe like a different sort of striker compared to Tony then? So someone who can hold up the ball, not like your Timo Werner, someone who's big.
Not right now.
Physical.
I think you've got a Gallo, and that's ample for now.
Yeah.
I would allow Greenwood. I wouldn't even worry about the centre forward position at the moment. I know Marcus didn't have a great time when he was tried there earlier in the season without Tony. I think there's the external factor of not having Tony alongside you, which plays a part of that. But I think having Tony, Igalo, Mason, and Rashford is okay. And then you've probably got some peripheral backup coming through with... I struggle to see if Jesse would stay, to be honest, but maybe Juan Mata as a false 9's not the worst idea. I mean, you're looking at worst case scenario of all 4 of them lot being injured. So your fifth choice
shouldn't happen.
Your fifth choice striker being Jesse Lingard or Juan Mata. Like, you can't have Lewandowski as your fifth choice striker. You have to have someone. It could be Sancho. It could be just be someone random that you've. Like a Juan Mata, you can't have 5 world-class centre forwards. It's just not going to work like that. There's not really anybody in the academy that's an obvious progression for that just yet. You think Deji's too young. Not sure if Alanga is that level. So someone has to be very much a difference. Or very much a backup, or someone that's can play multiple positions. Yeah. But you don't need another forward right this second. I would roll with what we've got, focus on someone like a Sal and maybe Grealish as well, that's going to make that midfield a title contention midfield.
Yeah.
You can probably tighten the defence up, whether that's with a first choice left back ahead of Brandon or ahead of Luke Shaw, or give them the opportunity to fight it out for another season and settle that. I can understand the want for an upgrade on Lindelof at centre-half. But you've got probably about 5 centre-halves you need to get rid of if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
We've got so many centre-halves. Like, can Bay stay fit? Because if he can, he's class. But if he can't, what's the point in keeping him? Can Tuanzebe stay fit? Because if he can, that's a future United captain if he could stay fit. But if he can't stay fit, move him on.
Gone.
You have to draw a line and do it somewhere and say, look, yes, you've been class. Yes, you've got potential. But if you can't stay fit, we can't keep you.
Yep.
So, yeah, I would go.
I
would go with that.
Yeah, my view on Martial is that I think when we're flying and when we're playing well, I think he's up there with one of the best strikers in the world. When he's on in the right mood or whatever, he's quality, and we've seen that all this season. When when Martial's in the mood and we've got people around him and he's playing well, even when just as soon as Bruno came in and he's got a bit of service, he's great. My worry is that you know the playing great football doesn't always win you titles. What wins you titles, you've seen with the Scousers, is they're playing probably worse football this year, but it's winning the scrappy games and nicking goals, and they've got players that are kind of doing that. And I've just not seen that of Martial yet. I've not seen him get them scruffy goals. And in the games where we aren't playing well, he just disappears and he doesn't get into the game. And that's when, if it's Ighalo that is that second option that just says, look, when we need to just pump the ball into the box and nick a goal, that's the option. And I think Ighalo's done enough to prove himself to stay. Whether the only question is whether Ollie wants the kind of striker that does a bit of both, and he doesn't have to worry about Martial being off his game in the games where we aren't playing well, where you just kind of go, right. Because I think if Haaland came in, that was the thing. I think Haaland is that striker that kind of does, he scores the scruffy goals, and I don't think he's technically as good as Martial, but he does the rest of it. He does all those kind of things. And I think that was kind of his viewpoint on Haaland. But Martial, when he's on his game, is one of the best footballers in the league. There's no doubt about that. So
when the ball's at his feet, when he's in full flight, he's terrifying, frightening to look at. But I worry about his link up. I worry about several things.
And it's similar. I mean, I think the reason why we kind of give Marcus a bit more leeway with this is when Marcus is having a bad game or looks out of it, you just see him running and he just does the effort and he does that. But Marcus does the same kind of thing when he's not getting service and things like that. He does kind of go missing in the game. The one thing with Marcus is you're always going to get that bit of extra press out of him. You get him, throwing his arms in the air, going "fucking hell, lads, let's get going," which you don't get from Martial. But
and the difference is Greenwood when he's not in a game. He's still as likely to get you a goal as if he's on the ball constantly.
Exactly,
because that fucker can be asleep for the game. Wake up and put one away.
And I think he's done that this year. He's done that this year where you've kind of gone, he's only done what? He's only done he scored another one. Right, great.
With Tony as well, though, I mean, like, I think if you get a lot of support around him, more creativity, you're going to see his stats go up and up and up more. I mean,
mate, if that front five is Bruno, Pogba, Sancho, Martial, Rashford,
Grealish,
with Grealish in there as a backup, even you're kind of going, wow, compared to what the point was this year when it was Pereira, Lingard, and Dan James behind Martial. And look, they're all lads that put a shift in and do a bit, but the quality is nowhere near the same as them lads.
The one goal I actually look at when I think about Martial was that goal against Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge when we won 2-0. It was when Wan-Bissaka crossed the ball and it was such a beautifully glanced header into the corner. I mean, I think that epitomises what Tony Martial could do if you give him the support, really. If you get those balls and if you get a Sancho on that right, and then if Marcus improves in maybe his assists as well, I mean, you're looking at goals galore, really, aren't you?
Ross has got a good point here. Grealish playing on the left can provide competition with Rashford.
Yeah, true.
It can, but I want to throw this out as a point. How many of the relegation-threatened teams at the moment are you seeing with 4 creative or attacking midfielders or wingers behind a striker?
None whatsoever.
None, generally, They probably have one creative outlet, maybe a target man. Everybody else in midfield is going to be very much the functional McTominay, Fred sort of characteristics. Yeah. Am I right? Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
Right. So Jack Grealish in a relegation-threatened team lines up predominantly on the left. In a team that would be expected to have more of the ball, Jack Grealish taking up a free role, possibly alongside a Bruno, does that not look more akin to maybe the sort of midfield partnership, a creative midfield partnership that you might see at City, for example? Does that not represent De Bruyne and Silva, Grealish and Bruno?
I mean, the point with Grealish on the left is that he lines up on the left, but I've never really ever seen him stay on it at all. He goes where the ball is, and I feel like that's the problem with Aston Villa and how Aston Villa set up is that they just basically say, right, you're on the pitch, get the ball, put it somewhere, and hopefully we score from it with Grealish, and they just let him roam free. And whether you could get him to have that tactical consistency to be like, right, this is your position. I mean, he's a top caliber footballer. Hopefully he can do that. That's just another thing. But there's other things that I wouldn't think you could play in midfield because he doesn't have the tackling numbers, really. I mean, obviously, we look at how we're going to hold possession.
Just David Silva, though.
Yeah, David Silva and De Bruyne, the pair of them playing there. And I mean, Fernandinho does a lot of their work for him.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you have support, going on your point, if you have support behind you, then I don't think defence is really necessary from them. I mean, look at Man City, as you said, for example. They've got Fernandinho, they've got Rodri. If you get, if Fred improves, Fred has improved defensively. If you get, as Steve was saying, maybe a Saul Niguez back there, or maybe a Party, I think that would help massively for at least for the midfielders.
I feel like the point is, though, you have to kind of look whether that would work in the long, because obviously we've seen Fred and McTominay and everyone improve defensively, but they've always been in the two. They've always seemed to be next to someone else who does the defensive work. If we're going to commit to having one of them, we need to be sure that tactic's going to work. Because if we start from...
When you play this, though, are you playing this at Anfield away?
No,
you fuck.
No.
That's when you have one of your creative outlets, and you've also got a pick of creative outlets, which means that you can find the one that's the most suited to the job and the one that's in the best condition. You give someone the night off and say, you're going to run Norwich ragged at weekend. Well, we go and fucking deal with this. And you play, given a choice, if I had him in the squad, we go Anfield, I'm going to play Saul, Fred, McTominay. And we're going to try and hit these on the counter. I'm probably not even going to feature Bruno. I'm going to go I'm going to match what Liverpool are. Functional, win the ball back, put it in the back third. That's it. And I'm going to maybe bring in Ighalo over Marshall. And I might pull Sancho off and go with Dalot because he's a touch harder working maybe. I'm going to find the balance. That's the whole point of having a squad. Yes, in theory, you go, that's probably my best 11 as an 11. But who am I playing? What is the team I'm lining up against? Am I home or away? What's their strengths and weaknesses? And that's how you've got to go and find what you can do. I think Niguez would be fantastic. I think Scott McTominay, utilised the right way, could be fantastic. I think Fred has levelled up his game in the last half a dozen months and has been fantastic. There's Peter Jackson there saying, leave some space for the kids to come through. They're only 11 on the park. But there's 25, 26 in the squad. I love having them academy players on the periphery of the team and being the ones that come in as and when needed. And I think Ollie's proven that if someone comes in and does a good job, they'll be given the rewards by being played on a regular basis. And I don't think you can ask for more than that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't commit to just having the youth as the backup because then that puts unnecessary pressure on them. Like the fact is that if you're saying, okay, our two best players in midfield are injured, here you've never played it before, but here you are against top level, like maybe top half of the table, and you have a bad game, that's his confidence completely shot. Like at least then you're saying, right, look, we can bed you in. There's obviously going to be 4 people ahead of you who are first team or backup. And then if we have a game where we feel like you can easily bed yourself into the team, then we'll play.
Look at Greenwood. Greenwood's management into the first 11 this year has been sensational. 12 goals. He's pulling out goals and assists at like 118 minutes per goal or assist. That's ridiculous. He's been fantastically managed into this team. Now, if someone's also going to do that for Laird and for Levitt and for Mabry and for Mengi, fucking amazing. If our Europa League, if we're in that bullshit again next year, looks like what it did away at Astana, and we're actually progressing through the group like we did, fucking hats off all over the show.
I think as well, if you got someone like a Saul in there, a Saul Niguez or a Party in that midfield, then maybe, as you touched upon, Steve, like the youngsters get involved, they develop experience as well. But I think one person that goes unnoticed really is Jimmy Garner, because I think he's got bags of potential to play in that holding midfield role if he got the experience behind him. Last season there was talk of there was Fred and there was Matic, but if you got someone like a Party or a Saul in there, I think Garner could flourish in that team. Definitely.
He's very, 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 very good.
Yeah, he's very good.
The match of the day have just released the Premier League or BBC Team of the Season. It's just been put in the Paddock chat if anyone Shall I go through it?
Yeah.
What's
In
this?
net, we have the BBC Match of the Day Premier League Team of the Season.
Here we go. Liverpool Wankathon.
Alisson in net, even though it should be either Dubravka or Henderson. Alexander-Arnold at right back, Van Dijk and Soyuncu at centre backs, Robertson at left back. Midfield three of De Bruyne, Henderson, and Fernandes. And which I still,
games.
I mean,
Wait,
5 games.
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, 5 games.
And then a front three of
Have we lost,
Salah,
like,
Aguero,
3
and Mane.
Who's the front three? Mane.
Salah, Mane, and Aguero.
Why is Salah in there?
Not sure about Salah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Salah.
I'm not sort of the lad from Leicester as well. I mean, he's had a good year, Soyuncu, but he's not. I've not seen him and gone, wow, he's fucking mint.
They've not missed Maguire with him, but you can't look at him and say he's had the Van Dijk effect that he had at Liverpool.
What he's got Johnny Evans, who's very good.
Yeah, Johnny Evans is good.
Johnny Evans is very good.
I mean, over Salah, you've got Vardy, you've got Ings, you've got Aubameyang.
Rashford.
Like Rashford, yeah. Like the fact is, I mean, I was going off goal scorer charts just in sort of the sense of what is like. It's very confusing. I don't know why. Like Fernandes,
put Mane in there. Fernandes played 5 games. It's fucking daft. So whoever's vote. I mean, Fernandes has been fucking mint, but he's played 5 games. How is it in
I
the
don't
best?
think we've won all 5 games he's played in the league.
Drew won 4.
I mean, he's obviously changed the way we've played, and we've played better with him in the team. But to say that he's in the team
2 won 3
after 5 games, it's just, why is that a thing?
It's madness. Aubameyang's been good as well. I mean, Arsenal been shit, but he still scores a lot of goals.
Was Aguero injured for part of the season? I swear he was.
He's always injured.
He's always injured.
Like, don't get why he's gone there. I mean, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but
yeah, Aubameyang. Wrong one. Aubameyang has been good.
It's a very good player.
My mate, who's a Chelsea fan, was saying to me, it was like, because obviously he was saying it proposed to himself, if you were given the option to buy Aubameyang this season, would you take him?
No, what is he, 30? Is he 30?
Depends on the price and everything.
Yeah, I think he's a similar age to Van Persie when we bought him.
No, I think even though he's a slightly different... The way Rashford and Martial have got similar characteristics, I think Aubameyang's on that sort of like genre of forward, if you know what I mean. You know, they're certainly not exactly carbon copies of each other, but I put them in a similar sort of bracket. I think one of the issues we have with Martial is he's too similar to what we've already got.
Yeah, he definitely he comes in and stunts Martial definitely. If he comes in, Martial is done. If he comes in, Ollie's gone. I don't want Martial. I'm going for the 30-year-old lad instead. So I don't see it. I don't think he's going to do that. I think
if there was a striker available for Arsenal, I'd take Lacazette. To be honest, I think he's got a. I think he gets a bad rep like that. I think he plays. He shows he has a good temperament inside the box. He knows what he wants to do. I don't know why he just didn't get played for Arsenal. He's very good on the ball, and he's very good around the box.
I just don't.
I mean, if he was just.
Aubameyang's very good. I just don't think he's got. I don't think he's that much. He's not that much better. He's not spend a load of money and buy him better. That's the thing. He's good. I just don't think he's that much better.
I think the ideal one for me was Haaland. I think we should have got him.
Yeah.
We should have got him in January.
But he's
been shit at Dortmund. What's he even done?
He scored 13 goals in 4 games, something like that. That's like
wank. That's at least what you expected. He's done fuck all. He's a fraud. Started 5, scored 9. What were we even doing?
Yeah.
In the Champions League, started 4, scored 8.
Not good.
That's not
great, is it?
You know, he's only scored 1 off the bench in the cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Useless. Absolutely garbage. He scored 53 goals this season.
Does he have a release clause in his Dortmund contract?
He does. He probably will do. It's going to be United come and give us £150 million and give Raiola 15 of that. That's what the clause is. Have you watched the?
Scored 20 goals in 1,000 minutes.
It's not bad. That
very good.
All right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goal every 50 minutes.
Yeah, goal every 50 minutes.
How many much did they buy him for?
The
Under 20 mil?
Yeah. Have you seen the Sunderland till I die thing about the agent pushing the lad to Bordeaux, and he's just doing it to get the money? It's It's Haaland is exactly the same on a Uber scale. He knew that if he goes to United, there's a good chance United want to keep hold of him for his career. That's what United are buying him for. Goes to Dortmund on this. Within 3 months, he's getting linked elsewhere, which he already has. He's already been linked to come to United, to Madrid, to every. So he knows that if he goes to Dortmund, give him a year or so, I'm in for a fucking mega payday here. Whatever.
Yeah, United
happens.
are gonna go if we can. We're gonna blow the fucking bank on him, aren't we?
Yeah. Or Madrid will, or Chelsea will, or someone. Someone's, or even someone's going to come in and go. There's what
City. City should take advantage of the fact that his dad played for them, and
mate, he's just
he's unreal. He is unreal. And
he's know that
young as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So good.
Fuck me. He's an app. John, you see him coming through, and you're like, yeah. He's doing it in Norway. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. He's doing it at international level.
He's doing the Austrian league.
Yeah. He's Austria Salzburg. No one cares. He's done what in Germany? I don't give a fuck if you're playing with a 2-year-old. If you score a goal every 50 minutes, that's mint.
Yeah.
But I suppose the debate you had then is, what would you rather? Would you take Haaland whilst he's got Raiola as his agent? I mean,
no, but yeah,
clearly.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
It's one of those ones. Yeah.
You can't not. It's like he's quality. You can't pass up these kind of players. And the Raiola thing is the Raiola thing. The only way to stop Raiola now is for them to
heart attack. Too many pizzas. Heart attack.
But there'll be someone else. There'll be someone else does the same thing. There's someone else and all agents are the same, but he's just the worst of them. It's not like most of these agents want that. So he's just the really bad one. Someone will come along and do the same kind of thing for these big players.
But the thing is, from a player perspective, you go, I want to move. He goes, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
he makes
unless you are at your boyhood club and that boyhood club happens to be the best team in the world, you're going to be looking at moves. That's the thing right now. Even if
you are the best team in the world, he's going
fair enough. That's it.
Someone people really don't expect was very deep into conversations with a move to a very, very European royalty club in the summer, and they weren't as sure as it perhaps looked in the media about whether or not they was going to commit. They did commit and they did stay, but the offer was real, legit, and it was very much considered. So, this is happening constantly. The people that you expect, he'll be here forever. Don't bank on it. Don't bank on it at all.
There's
this isn't like a naughty agent either. This isn't anyone. This isn't fucking Raiola on the cards.
I know what you're talking about. And it's and that's what it is. It's you have to. There's a point where the money of it just gets to a point you kind of go, I have to think about this. It doesn't matter who you are.
Well, the money was good, but it wasn't the money.
But also, it's not just that; it's the prestige of it all. That's the thing. Is you get to that level and you just kind of go, "Fucking hell, this could happen." This, and that's what happens to these players. And what can you do? You can't really blame people.
Was it Oscar? Oscar used to play for Chelsea. When he moved to Shanghai, everyone was like, "Oh, you've traded yourself out for $400k a week. Why would you want to go play there?"
Yep.
In a farmers league, and he was like, "Well, I'm getting $400k a week. I'm gifted with the ability to play football. No one in my family will probably ever else be able to do this. It's a job at the end of the day. So I'm just going to take as much money as I can. I don't care about trophies. I don't care about personal rewards.
And that's the thing.
What I do it for."
And that's the thing is,
we all come into this with the perspective and the mentality that we'd all play for United for nothing. We'd probably even pay. Let's be honest. If there was like, this is how much it's going to cost you, you can sit on the bench. You'd be like, we'll just go and check the bank, right? So when we hear of footballers that are doing stuff like that, it goes against the reasons we all like football. So it jars. But if you're thinking about it logically and rationally, the same reason Igalo was like, they want to pay me how much? Yeah, let's go. Always like Chinese food. Just fucking do it. Right. So, like, you can't knock it. It is a short career. It is about maximizing what you can bring in that career and then setting yourselves up. Like, 400 grand a week. You do a couple of years there, you're generationally rich. Like, your grandkids are all right for the rent. Like, you got to consider it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, my mum was like, "Oh, why would a Gallo want to leave United now? Is it his dream club?" And I was like, "Well, he's done what he wanted to do. He's gone and got 100k a week or whatever it is to go and play for his favourite team, and now he could go back to China and earn double what he was earning before." Like,
I think he stays, though, to be honest.
I think he stays.
Yeah.
I think we saw.
I feel like it's whether he feels like he's made all his money and he wants to play for the club he loves, or sort of like that, or whether he wants to go back. And mum was like, "Oh, it's a dead certain." I was like, I can't really say it's a dead certain. I think he obviously has something for the club, but I'm not really sure when I think
it's the manager. The other story about, remember, have you heard that Harry Redknapp story with Benjani when he was at Portsmouth and fucking City phoned up and went, we want to give you £20 million for Benjani, and Harry Redknapp was like, "Right, you mate, I love you and everything. You're a great player. Off you go." He said, you aren't worth that. You need to go." And he said, "I don't want to go. I like it, but no, mate. Get on the plane." He literally had to drag him down there. And that's the point. He's like, "I'm going to get 20 million quid for you, and you're worth about 4. And so you're going." Like, there is a business in all this where you kind of go, look, if someone came in now and said, "We're going to give you £250 million for Bruno Fernandes," you kind of go, all right. You know,
United are a different beast. United,
they are, but at the same time, you can kind of go, yeah.
You'd be like, no, and then you'd hear it, you'd be like,
say that again. It's the same with Neymar going from
pile it on the table. Put it on the table and let me look at it first.
Yeah. Leave me alone with my money for an hour before I make my decision.
Yeah.
And then I will see.
Can you put it in a bath for me and come back in an hour?
The Neymar thing to PSG, he didn't need to leave Barca. I know there's the rumours about that, but the money figures they were saying about that, and it was in the 130, 140, whatever it was, they kind of just go, "You're good, mate. Off you go, mate."
It's like
it wasn't true. I mean,
you've seen Moneyball, right?
Yeah,
Moneyball, yeah.
Right. Some of the best scenes in that is when he's trying to coach him in how to cut players, and they'll be like, "You've been traded. Speak to Jackie. She's going to tell you where you're going and sort your train tickets out." And that's it. And you're like, "Wow, it's brutal."
Yeah.
Well, you see that in American sports all the time. Like, I remember Derrick Rose when he got traded to the Knicks from the Bulls, because obviously after his injury, he was like prime MVP, thought he was going to be the next Jordan, got injured, dropped off massively, and no one told him, and then he just got a phone call saying, "Yep, you're at the Knicks," and it's just a picture of him just crying down the phone. Like, it's just out of nowhere. He just thought that his whole career, what his dream to play for Chicago was just over. And like, what, Jesus.
It is. It's a brutal fucking world, isn't it? Jesus. But that's why they are very well rewarded for it, being able to turn up and perform on a whim, wherever they're told to go and turn up and perform.
Yep.
There's worse fucking jobs out there if you don't like it.
Exactly. Exactly. What are you doing tonight, Steve? Drinking some rum?
What day is it? Thursday. Probably have a bit of rum.
Tomorrow, bit of rum. Saturday, bit of rum.
Got quite a lot of rum behind you.
Quite a bit of rum behind me, so not going to drink its fucking son, is it?
Okay, now.
That's about it. Yeah, I'm trying to chill. I'm doing a lot of reading, so I've got about 25 books here at the side of me that I intend to get through before we let out again. So I'm doing about.
What are you reading?
At the moment, I'm on Ultra, but I'm also on this fucker, Working Class Heroes, which is about Rayo Vallecano. It's pretty cool. I get I think I've bought that many football books on Amazon now that they pretty much email me daily, and I go, "Oh yeah, I'll get on." I got fucking tons here. I started this one. I've done about 2 chapters in it, but the chapters are very unique, so you can sort of start and stop one. They don't really follow on in the story. They're like they're about one club and then the next club and that. Hope, Glory, and non-league football. It's talking about like 10 different clubs, just a bit of a case study on all of them and stories of them. There's all sorts of shit I'm reading at the minute. It's good. Paddock lads are going to be getting used to seeing this face quite a bit.
Oh.
Why is he coming down?
No.
He's in the bush. He's going to be in the bush by the pitch.
You're going to try and probe Bielsa away, too.
Bielsa's got posters of me on his wall. That's what you need to know.
Right. Fuck's sake.
And weirdly as well, we'll be less vocal about this one.
Ooh.
Badge.
Is there some medical bits in that book as well, Steve? Or
yeah, they got some guy phone number from Barcelona.
Right, okay.
Says is called. It's 0800 get jacked. Is his number?
So it's a good, reliable place to go to. Right, have a look. Right, well, I think we've done all right there, haven't we? What have we got tomorrow? We've got the news. I'm doing the news in the morning, I think. News tomorrow. May have something else, and then we've got, of course, it's Friday. It's Late Night Live tomorrow. Tune in for Joe.
And then we can all get shit faced again on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll be on the rundown Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday rundown.
Yeah. It's not healthy, it's great.
There's a vote going for what round, isn't it? At the moment, or is that finished now? The vote for the round.
No.
There was a vote go. Oh, missed it.
Steve just turns up, puts the stream on, drinks rum, and reads things. That's all he does. It doesn't.
I feel like you've put rum at the wrong part in that sentence. It's rum in between each action.
I drink rum before I start drinking about 5, right? So by midnight when we're finishing, lubricated.
No. Right, I think we'll end it there. Cheers, Steve. Cheers, Omar. Cheers, Casey.
Cheers, lads.
I'm Alex. We'll see you in the morning for the news. See you later.
Bye-bye.